everyone, and welcome to the Live Big podcast with me, Ananda Cait. And today is our very first video podcast episode. So I'm very excited to be finally filming these short little podcast episodes where you can just check in the morning and see what the energy is for the day, what messages there are for you from the universe for today or for the week, and we can kind of go through life together in this really beautiful, sacred, and conscious way where we're just checking in with each other and with universal energy. So if you have listened to my podcast before, you'll know that we usually go into some prayer poetry. Sometimes I'll choose some cards for the day, but usually they are based on the divine feminine energy. Of course, everyone is welcome here because divine feminine lives within us all, right? But usually I like to focus on the divine feminine energy. So I usually go into a book that I've either chosen or you guys have chosen. If there's a book that you really like that has like ritual, prayer poetry, that kind of thing, you can write it down in the comment section below. But today we're going to be going into The Goddess Nest, which is a book that I channeled from the goddess essences. So there's lots of different types of archetypes in here. And I really like to just do a bibliothèque spell and see what message comes up. So let's begin today. If you're new here, comment below. Let me know where you're joining us from. See where this video ends up around the world. Not really sure, but I know I do have a lot of listeners in Canada and in the United States, a little bit in the UK and Germany as well. So welcome everybody. So the first thing I like to do is just light my incense for the day. It just helps to awaken the energy around us. And today I'm burning some sandalwood incense. So sometimes when you wake up, you don't really know where to begin your day, right? It's like, what do? I have all these things that I need to do today, but where do I begin? And so the first thing that I do is just come into that energy of being. And the best way to do that for me is just having a candle or incense to light to just awaken the energy around me. And just bring a warm sensation into the day. And I find sandalwood is my personal favorite. Sometimes I'll smudge just depending on what the energy feels like, but it smells really good. So today we're going to go into The Goddess Nest, and this book is available on Amazon and in my Etsy shop, specifically if you'd like it signed. And it has lots of prayer poetry, ritual guidance, if you're new to ritual and you're doing some spell work at home. As well as mantra. So mantra giving us the messages for our inner child. So let's do a bibliothèque spell today to see what comes up. If you just want to close your eyes and take a deep breath. What message do you have for us today, Source, Spirit, as we invite Spirit into our world today to give us the messages we need? Okay, so today the message is the Practicing Priestess on page 74. So you can either just close your eyes and take in these words of medicine or be with me here. The Practicing Priestess. The epic duo of conformity replaces my need to ignite your flame. It perpetually hastened my glory and flight. The ending was the same all along. No matter how hard I thought I could change the minds of so many. Yet, now I sit with the knowing that their sight of my crown is a reflection of one's self. It is a part of them they may have chosen to deny or accept with grace. But with this recognition, I send them love by embodying my truth and shining before them. I rope my intellect to my actions in this life. Not only a student, but tapped into a channel of light where an offering from my heart can be birthed and awaken others into their own right. A deep knowing from the goddess of love. I pray one day they too shall become, where we can finally dance together, safe and soundly in the pleasure of love. So this message is all about really allowing yourself to shine and be in your most authentic self, to create an environment where others can also do the same. Because when others witness someone who is authentically themselves and who is ultimately shining and flowing and glowing in their own authentic truth, it sparks something within them, right? However that comes up, right? Some of us might see something that someone is, and it inspires us to do the same. Or it might come up as like envy or jealousy or anything like that, but that's okay, because that energy is also a reflection of a part of us that we just haven't nourished yet, right? So if we recognize something in someone else that we are feeling envious of or jealous of, we need to just understand and accept that this is a part of us that we have. That person has nourished that part of them, and now we get to see that form in action here on earth, and it's going to inspire you, hopefully, to do the same, right? So everybody's journey is different. It's going to come out in a different way, but this message that the universe is giving us today is to allow yourself to go to that place that is different, that is unique, and that allows you to feel happy and joyful because you're being in your most authentic self. And sometimes that takes time to kind of realize, oh, what is that for me? What gives me joy? What truly is my purpose or my passion? And sometimes it takes, those trials and errors to really figure it out. What do I enjoy doing? And we also have to be willing to go outside the bounds of the mind, right? Because the mind is based on past experience. And so our past experience is only held within societal norms. And most of the time, our unique passion and purpose in life resides outside societal norms. So it can challenge your mind, it can challenge your ego, because you'll be like, well, I can't do that. That's, silly or weird, or I'm not going to be accepted in society if I do that, or like act like that. So we have to be willing to go to that place. What is that place that gives you passion, purpose, or fulfillment? Just fulfillment, right? A joy. It's something that you would do whether you got paid for it or not. It's something that you have to do. It's something that you're very passionate about. So if you know what that is amazing, because you're already in that space where you can recognize what brings you joy, and you can just lean into that a little bit more. If you don't know what it is, you'll have a little bit more work to do here in your sacral chakra, which is just below your navel, which is the area of opinions, dream work, visioning and planting seeds for the future of what it is that you really want for yourself, and what does your higher self ultimately look like and feel like. So you can do a lot of different higher self meditations, guiding meditations. And you can look those up on YouTube as well. And really start to work with your sacral chakra to figure out what brings me joy. And a lot of the time I like to go into like, what did I really enjoy doing when I was a child? Because that's going to give you insight into what you like to do simply just for a pleasurable response, right? That could be dancing, singing, creating, painting, drawing, whatever it is. And that's usually your insight into how your spirit, and this is really important, how your spirit wants to express itself in this lifetime, right? Because we are all just part of the same universe, but we're a very unique part of the universe coming to life to experience itself in a way that is different from anybody else. Like everybody's life is totally unique, just like a thumbprint. Nobody's perception is the same. Even though we try to find connection through similarities, nobody's perception is exactly the same. So it's your opportunity to find your own unique flavor in life. And how does the universe want to express? Because it does want to express itself in a unique way through you. It just depends on whether you're kind of paying attention to what that is and being willing to dive into the juiciness or the messiness of what that is. And it might not look perfect. It might not seem normal, quote unquote, but it is your own unique expression. So the more you can honor that, the more you can ultimately become that archetype of the priestess where you inspire others to also do the same. And we want others to do the same, because then we are waking up the masses, right? We really want to allow people to be their most authentic selves. So I don't judge anybody for how they express themselves, because they are just a part of the universe expressing itself in that way. It's not personal. It's just about how the universe wants to express itself and experience itself in that way. And I could go on and on about that forever, but I won't. But it just depends on what the practicing priestess means for you. It's going to be very unique to who you are. So just because someone else is kind of expressing it in this way of like creating goddess circles or creating oracle cards or singing or dancing, that might not be your journey. But guess what? Your journey, if you were to really nourish that garden for yourself, one day at a time, over the course of years or a year or whatever months, you would start to really hone your skills in that specific area, and others would start to recognize that. And for me, it's taken me a really long time to just nourish my garden day after day after day. And even when I feel like it's not worth it, or even when I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, right? Because we all have expectations of this ultimate goal that we're trying to get to all the time. I still try to invest myself as much as I can day to day to day. And because it's those little steps that after a while, they obviously start to build up, and you start to see this really long journey of like, oh, this person, from afar, from outside of that person's, journey, from an observant point of view, you see how much they've done, and you only see the product of what they've done, right? The success or the product of it. So you don't see the journey. You don't see the times where they failed or the times where they weren't doing well. You only see really someone who is successful, because people usually aren't celebrated until they gain like that following, or they gain the eyes of others. So even when nobody's rooting for you, or even when nobody is celebrating you, make sure to celebrate yourself, right? Day after day, it's like, I'm doing the best I can, and also I'm doing it because I enjoy it. I think that's the most important part to all of this, is even when I'm creating things or doing things in my life and being in the energy of creation, I try to make sure that I'm moving from a place of spirit, where spirit is telling me to express myself, or how to express myself, or how to offer things to other people in a way that is unique to the universe, how God wants to move through me, or love, or universe, or whatever your communication is around that. But I never do things because I'm comparing myself to other people. I'm very mindful of that, because I know that that's not going to be as abundant, right? The most abundant thing for you is to be in your own unique purpose, right? All right, so let's choose a card today from the Goddess Nest Oracle cards, and these are also available on Etsy if these kind of resonate with you as well. They're very colorful cards, kind of like a Lisa Frank vibe. I don't know if you're a 90s girl like me, but they're very, very colorful cards, and these all come from the book as well, and the descriptions are in the back, which we will read as well. So what message do you need to hear along with what we've already heard today? Okay, so the card today is prayer. Prayer. I hope you can see that. Prayer. So we take a little prayer out of the book, a little snippet of the prayer out, and you can put this on your altar if you'd like. Help me to hold this pain, to sit with it, ask it questions, be aware of what it means to understand where it lives within my body. I know I can heal and meet my higher self with the help of my angels. So that's why I love to pull these cards, because they give a little bit more insight into the specific message that the universe is trying to give you today. So the specific message is, yes, one, to start to understand what brings you joy and fulfillment. But this card's telling you that your angels are here to help you find that, to help you find the pathway towards that. What is that, right? And how, and if I know what it is, it's your angels are going to help you meet the teachers or the outlets, the pathways towards really embodying that side of you. And so this says, I know I can heal and meet my higher self with the help of my angels. So with prayer, the message is to reach out through prayer. Even though we're not supposed to pray to our angels, it's really more of a form of communication, right? Communicate to your angels and ask them to help you, like Archangel Michael or Archangel Gabriel. Please show me the way. You know, Archangel Michael is the archangel of purpose. He really helps you to find your purpose in life. What is your next path towards your highest version? And so take some time in the morning to sit and just pray and speak to your angels. Make sure to take time to do that, because they're always here listening and waiting for you to step forward and tell them what you need, tell them what's in your heart, and start to gain clarity through that conversation with them. And then maybe you take some time to listen as well, but this card specifically saying to take time to speak to them and share what is in your heart with them. What is your deepest desire? And if you don't know, then that's what you say. One of the most powerful forms of prayer is saying, I don't know, please show me the way. And then you can open up as a channel and let the universe guide you. And a big reason why a lot of people don't reach their most unique, highest self is because they're too afraid to let the universe take the reins and guide them, instead of their ego or their mind saying, no, I know what's best for me. I'm going to do it my way, and it's going to be exactly this way. And remember, think back in your life and all the things that you have accomplished and all the things that you do have in your life, because there are things in your life that you have now that you once prayed for. But you probably got those things in a way, or people, in a way that you didn't expect. It was probably very intricate and divine. It all happened in a very divine and synchronistic way. And, maybe you had to let go of certain people to allow other people into your life, or maybe you had to let go of a job, or you got fired from a job in order to gain a job that really, really, really fulfills you. These things come into our life in ways that we don't expect, and that is proof that you are not in control. We can have intentions, we can have the best desires, but ultimately there are so many moving pieces in the universe, and there are many different people involved within those puzzles, that we have to be open and willing to let divine timing have its place. And how do we do that? Well, we open to trust and faith, and we listen to the signs, and we pray and speak to our angels or to the universe. We have a relationship with the universe, and we're willing to listen, and not only listen, we're willing to really act on those messages when we receive them in our gut. And I'm talking about gut instinct, when you really feel your intuitive senses, that pull towards that full body yes to something. And you'll know whether it's a full body no and a full body yes, but it's up to you to honor that and to trust that, because letting go of things is also very hard. It takes a lot of bravery and a lot of courage to let go of things so that we can reach our higher self, because it requires trust that there's something waiting for us on the other side of that. But from my experience, I can guarantee that there is something better waiting, but we have to make space for that and trust that as well. So I hope that these messages have really, really helped you today, or helped to give you a little bit of insight today. And take some time to just listen and pray, and help yourself be in the energy of shining. Be unapologetic about who you are, how beautiful you are, and also all your messiness as well, because that's your message as well. Many blessings to all of you. Thank you for being here with me, and I'm excited to post more of these episodes, so I hope that you come back, and I'll see you soon. Many blessings. Namaste.